Illinois' governor and Chicago's mayor call the recent shooting death of a Loyola University student a tragedy, while also pointing to problems in the American immigration system that may have contributed to her killing. Freshman Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed last week near campus. The 25-year-old suspect in the case is in the U.S. illegally. That's according to federal authorities. National correspondent Alex Capriello is live for us here in Chicago. So, Alex, what are they saying?
Yeah, so as you can see right here behind me, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson still making remarks to the media here. The brand new snowplow, as you can see behind him, it's labeled Abolish ICE. You can see that with prominent letters right there on the side of the truck. Now, this is something that for 4 years in a row, the voters here in Chicago have actually chosen themselves, with more than 30,000 voters deciding that that is the name that they want to go with. But obviously the irony is not lost on anyone, given the heartbreak that's happening here in the city. Sheridan Gorman, just less than a week ago, murdered in cold blood right there on Lake Michigan. And so this was something that the mayor was actually asked about earlier today, whether or not he's making a joke out of something that's so tragic. And he said, obviously, that he has condolences for the family, but at this time, he is still standing behind what he believes Chicago voters want, which is a full abolishment of immigration and customs enforcement. Also on top of that, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker actually broke his silence, saying the blame falls squarely on the federal government and not his state or the city of Chicago for enforcing sanctuary policies that prevent federal immigration officers from cooperating with state and local police who may have an immigrant in their custody. That's the exact case for Jose Medina, the alleged killer of Sheridan Gorman, who was arrested back in June 2023 for shoplifting and then released. Republicans say if ICE would have been notified, well, Medina would be off the streets and Gorman would still be alive. But that's not the narrative that J.B. Pritzker is going with. Take a listen.
I agree, there have been real failures. Those failures, of course, extend beyond the borders of Illinois. They're national failures, a failure to have comprehensive immigration reform, a failure of the president to follow his own edict to go after the worst of the worst. And in my view, we have a lot of work that we need to continue to do.
The irony of all this is that the system did not fail Sheridan. That worked exactly as the Democrats intended. You had Democrats in charge of the White House and in charge in the city of Chicago. Open borders policies, sanctuary cities policies. They coddled the criminal illegal alien. They empowered, they allowed this to happen.
And as for Gorman's family, they're understandably upset. They're placing blame on the system from both the local and state level as well as the federal government. They're demanding accountability when it comes to immigration enforcement at all levels. Nichole?
So, Alex, what's the latest with the suspect? What are authorities saying?
Yeah, obviously, this was a huge heartbreak and a shock to the people here in Chicago. Luckily, the people here and the police, in specific, detectives, were able to track down the person they think is responsible. Again, Jose Medina, they found him just within about 3 days. He's been arrested and charged with her murder. They were essentially able to use ballistic shell casings that were found at the scene and match it to a handgun that they say was found in possession of their suspect. Ultimately, they now have that 25-year-old in custody. Federal authorities say that Medina first entered the U.S. back in May 2023. He was caught shoplifting just a month later in June. And just like most misdemeanor cases right here in Chicago, he was released on his own recognizance and, for as far as we know, has stayed out of trouble this entire time. Medina right now actually in the hospital under the supervision of law enforcement, fully within their custody. But he's in the hospital because, according to authorities, they say he has tuberculosis. Nichole?
All right, Alex Capriello with the latest here in Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.